8 people in this room. Almost every social event or family gathering I go to has dessert of some kind, with the most common one being cake, because let's face it, who doesn't like cake? Did you know that the word cake has a long history dating back to the time of the Vikings? As a matter of fact, the Old Norse word for cake is kaka. However, those cakes were different from the cakes we eat today. Those cakes were basically modifications of today's breads. The first cake mix patent was granted on October 8, 1935 to a Pittsburgh company called P. Duff and Sons. By the 1940s, more than 200 companies were putting out a cake mix, with the majority of them being made by Betty Crocker or Pillsbury. These mixes redefined what baking a cake meant. Today's cakes can be as simple or elaborate as the baker wants them to be. This is primarily due to the advances in technologies such as more reliable ovens and refined ingredients such as white sugar, which didn't exist back then. As a matter of fact, it has become so simplified to bake a cake that even the most novice cooks, such as myself, can bake a good cake. Today I'm going to demonstrate how easy it is to bake a cake using one of these pre-made mixes, so let's get started. First and foremost, before you start baking, you should always wash your hands, either with soap, water, or antibacterial soap, which I already did. The directions to bake a cake are printed on the back of the box and very simple to follow. Have all the ingredients listed on the back of the box set out and at room temperature before you start baking. 1 cup of water, half a cup of oil, 3 eggs, and of course the cake mix. You set the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. As you can see from the box, there are several different types of pans I use to bake a cake. Many people choose the 9x13 pan, but today I'm going to use the bundt pan. Spray bundt can with cooking spray, coating all the sides so that the cake doesn't stick when it's time to remove from the pan. Next, you combine all the ingredients that were previously set out in a large bowl, such as this, to mix until moistened and well blended. Some prefer hand mixing. I prefer the hand mixer. It gets all the lumps out. Once mixed, you pour the batter into the greased bundt pan. You then place the pan in the middle rack of the oven and bake according to the times listed on the box. Bake the cake between 39 to 43 minutes and then set the timer in the oven or separate baking time. Now, rather than making you sit here and wait for the finished product, I would like to show you a cake I made earlier. To check to see if the bake is done, stick a toothpick in the center. If it comes out clean, the cake is done, which it did. If not, you put it back in the oven, checking every couple minutes or until done. Let the cake cool approximately 10 to 15 minutes. You loosen the cake from the pan and place it upside down on the plate and finish cooling. Normally, I would frost the cake, but since this is a bundt cake, I will just sprinkle it with powdered sugar before I serve it, because if put sugar on it now before the cake is completely cooled, it will melt. Or you can leave it alone, or if you're ambitious, you can frost the cake with one of the many pre-made frostings you can buy from the grocery store. Hopefully by watching this demonstration, I have shown you how easy it is to bake a cake using today's modern cake mixes. So the next time you have company, pull that box of mix out of your pantry, follow the step-by-step directions on the back of the box, and whip up a cake, letting your guests know that they aren't just eating dessert, they're eating a piece of American history. Thank you for listening, and anybody for dessert?